Hey everyone, Joe Menza here. We are painting on Strathmore 300 watercolor paper. I am using Daniel Smith palette, large Ron Ranson Hake water jar, and possibly the spray bottle. And of course, I will be using a plastic card for scraping. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to wet the paper down all over. We'll let that soak in for a second. And another thing you should have is a paper towel and possibly an actual towel, an actual like bath towel. Okay, now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the yellow ochre or raw sienna here. We're gonna shape out create some light back in here. And we're going to have water going through here. And we want to have a little bit of light coming through here. And you can remove a little bit of paint with the tissue. Now the next thing we're going to do is our sky. So we're going to take ultramarine blue and Payne's gray. A little more ultramarine blue. Put it in quickly. And all the way down here. And anywhere you see a little dripping, if you're not doing this flat, take a little bit of this out. Just clean it up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to take a little alizarin crimson and Payne's gray. Mix it in with that blue. It's fine. Put in a little darker clouds there. And a little bit down here on the bottom. Wash the brush real quick. We'll take and clean this up a little bit. Use the clean brush to sort of open areas up. You can have some smaller clouds down here below. And this is our background. And sometimes I'll take a clean brush, and if I want to smooth it out a little bit, I can do that, like such. You can even use that in the skies to clean up and absorb a little excess if it's running too much.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
Alexa, mind your own business.
I'd like to know what went wrong. If you want to give me more details, just say, I have feedback.
Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make up a color using the ultramarine, alizarin crimson, and Payne's gray, or neutral. I have neutral tint there as well. I don't really care if I use either one of those. Okay, so for this, I'm going to put in, and use a little bit more gray. I'd actually rather have it be bluer. But it should be a little stronger because we're gonna scrape some of that out. So now we're gonna let that sit there a little bit. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna get some, I'm getting some Van Dyke brown here. And we'll get a little of these other browns too. And we're gonna put in some more mountain ranges here. A little bit more of the brown tint. So now we have a lot of mountain areas here we're gonna work with. And I'm gonna take my dry brush. I'm just gonna blend a little bit of this in. And then we're gonna take our plastic card and scrape out. Now I'll take this smaller brush and I'm going to go back into this purple color that I made. I'll make a little bit more. And just kind of fill in this mountain a little bit. Just to kind of cover up the scrape marks. Get a little bit more brown. And you can always come back in and scrape a little bit more if you want to. Okay, then the next thing, let's get some the raw sienna and yellow ochre we're going to come across here. Leave this so that it shows. And then grab some of this and use this to make some trees here. Pressing this in, grab a little bit more, some darker brown. There's going to be some, you could even grab a little bit of yellow and put that on top. And then take a little bit of this darker color that you have here and you can use that to kind of accentuate the areas on the ground. And then you can also grab in a little bit more, get some different browns. I got all different browns on here. And we can make different shrubbery bushes, different ground effects. Even take some of these reds here. Sometimes I like to take and spray it down a little bit. Now, one thing I did in that other video was I dried it and then I took a brush, but I'm going to show you something this time I only do. I have this large soft hake and I'm going to take and create a sort of windswept effect. And again, if you want to come back, I don't want to overdo this because that's what I feel I did last time, but just accentuate. And a problem with that word. And again, just give it a pull. And then we'll take and just grab and make some grasses and things. And if you want to use any green, I got sap green. You can add some greens in here if you want to make a little bit of green. Something I don't think I had last time. I did this, add a little bit of yellow. And I'll give it a little bit of a spray. I like to let this spray and run and create some like shadowy things coming off. These are just some of the things I've learned since the last time I've done this. And then, I'm not going to do anything more with this. There's a couple little dots up in here that I think are causing an issue. Oh, something on my brush, I'm going to make that into a dark cloud. That was just kind of an accident. Really didn't mean to do that. We'll take and make some textural things here. What are we at? 11 minutes. And we'll take and just a little darker as we get to this area here. And then what you could do is you could take and scrape a few rocks in. Make it a little rockier there. And then take some darks. And I didn't do this last time. And just, that's it. Leave it like that. And then pop in a couple of birds, which I can do now. Okay, everyone, here's the finished painting with the mount on it. Take a look at the clouds. Here's where I got that little dark off the brush, which worked out just fine. And a little light in the sky, a couple birds I popped in. You can see the little variations of purple and blue. And then here's the mountains we scraped in. And here's this little area. First I said I was going to put a water there. Doesn't look quite like water, but whatever people see is fine. If they see a path leading up or a dry riverbed, or maybe there's a little bit of water still in there, whatever you see is fine. As long as we had fun painting, that's what's important. We don't criticize ourselves too much. And we enjoy and have fun. And it turns out halfway decent. So we will see you on the next video, and I thank everybody for watching.